What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Mike. I am a full-time media, Amazon, and tiny bit eBay seller. We are outside of the community aid. Last time I was here, I actually recorded this store, and it was the most books I ever found in one trip. So there's no way, listen, tame your expectations. We're not leaving with another cart of books. That's like once in a year type stuff anymore, especially when it comes to books, right? We all know it's harder and harder to find profitable books, which brings me to the topic today. And it is kind of, you know, listen, you guys know I hate like these videos where it's like, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. But today's video is kind of going to be one of those because I think we got to kind of talk about it, right? Do you think that reselling is dying? Do you think that the idea of being able to start a reselling business today is gone by the wayside? Do you think there's too many big players involved, big corporations, and not just, you know, me and you and, you know, Johnny and Tommy and Mike and Mike and Mike? And do you think them days are gone? I do think it is important to kind of be involved with what's going on in the market you sell in, right? Your business, yeah, you have a business, right? You're a reseller, you have a business. You have to understand what's going on in the market. So we're gonna cover that after I'm done in here scanning. I got my little scanner here. My little Velcro here has kind of had seen better days, right? But you guys know I'm one of the cheapest mans on planet Earth. So I'm not buying a new one. It still works good. I'll probably have Deb just sew it. You know, she's a professional seamstress, so I'll probably just have her sew it. Still works great. I mean, this thing's probably got, it's got to be over 500,000 scans on this. Still works great, no issues. And I still have Debs, right? When Deb comes out, we have one for her. It's brand new. I use that to list the stuff. And then the phone app Scoutly will tell you whether or not you're buying it. If you're interested in being around like-minded people, join the channel. When you're watching this, I actually have a call later on today, but you know, when you're watching this will be in the future, right? So you can come hang out with me on Zoom. We got a private Discord. Anything and everything you can think of, we have answers to. It's not just media sellers. It's not just Amazon sellers. We got eBay people. We got, you know, tool people. We got some people even sell, you know, stuff from the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree people that literally just focus on replenishables from Dollar Tree. It's only $2.99, cheaper than a Happy Meal. Anyway, I'm shutting up. Let's get inside here. Fingers crossed we can even come out with half a cart, but who knows? Whatever happens, happens. So let's go. We are back from the community aid. This stuff has got to get out of the house this weekend or Deb's going to make me live in this storage unit. Believe it or not, we got a full Ikea bag full. Can you see? I mean, it's hard to come by full Ikea bags. And that's 2 times in a row from that place. I did let it soak for about a month, just so you know, you can't keep going to the same thrift store every single week and expect to get those kind of hauls. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. It was half off. Our bill would have been $90, but it came down to $50 even. So, I mean, just taking advantage of half off day puts an extra $40 into my pocket. That's why I leverage the 2 thrifting days I go out every week. I leverage half off days at all thrift stores around me. Might not seem like a lot, right? You know, oh, it's only half off $1. Well, 50 cents adds up, especially, you know, when you run into stores like this where you're buying, you know, 50 items, and especially the DVDs, because all the DVDs are $2.99. Half off of that's $1.50 per DVD. I mean, that kind of changes things. Let me show you guys some of the better stuff we got. Many years ago, the used book guy used to preach, you gotta scan the bottom shelf. And this store had like a tiny bottom shelf. Like these hardbacks barely fit on it. So nobody was getting down there and scanning or even looking at that stuff because it was so low to the ground. But this is a nice little bolo here. Joel Rosenberg, sci-fi stuff, right? Cool looking sci-fi wizardry. I don't know. It's just a good author to know. There goes the little publisher logo, the Bayen. But yeah, Joel Rosenberg. All 3 of these are profitable. There's a little lesson here too. So I've been selling a lot of these little trade paperbacks, right? And if you just scan it here, you'll see when it pops up, that's not even like anything, right? It's just like, what even is that item? So the trick to these small paperbacks, say it says vaulted ceiling, unknown binding, like that's a completely different book. A lot of these have the barcodes on the inside cover. That is the barcode you want to scan. So you scan that one. It's thinking, because let me turn off the Wi-Fi here because the Wi-Fi sucks. No used FBA. What would you price this at? The lowest merchant's $18.36. No used FBA, I'm coming in hot. Probably 24, maybe even $27.99. This will make us well over 10 bucks. Don't pass up the trade paperbacks. I'll show you his other 2 we got. And you know, you're gonna find a lot of this stuff that's kind of, you know, a lot of it's not worth it, but some of it is. And when you can find a lot of the same in the same store, I mean, this thing's just, listen, somebody's got a price at $134.99 buy box. Idiot. I should click through and expose who this seller is, but I'm not going to do that. We'll probably price this right around, the new buy box is $33.61 FBA. We'll probably come in with the merchant fulfilled. We'll make 15 bucks on this. And like I said, remember, these are all $1. We paid $1 a piece. It's normally $2, but half off day. We got out of there pretty quick. Now I don't know which one I scanned. To home and L. All right, I scanned this one. And then the last little Joel Rosenberg here. I mean, and the artwork's pretty cool. Like you're into sci-fi stuff. A little bit of a slower mover here. Still make you 6 bucks. Not too shabby. Can't complain. All right, what else do we got? I knew this was probably going to be profitable when I seen it. Anybody here that, you know, watches any kind of food or travel shows, Anthony Bourdain, pretty awesome guy, unfortunately. Ill-fated, I'll say that. If you're not familiar with the name, that's what he looks like. He had a bunch of travel shows. I love watching his shows. And whenever the reruns are on, I always try to catch them. Cookbooks, hard to come by, especially profitable ones. This thing sells. This will sell the, you know, second it gets checked in. We'll make 8 bucks. Somebody did leave a little thing here, so let's see what, you know, what recipe they were working on. All right, they were at the, I mean, I don't know how to pronounce this. Deb can pronounce this a lot better than me. Acai bowl. We got acai juice, 2 bananas, unsweetened puree, blueberries, strawberries or raspberries, granola, and chocolate as a garnish. So good flip here. And like I said, when I seen his name, I was hoping, oh, maybe it would be signed. It's not signed, but I mean, it'll sell once it gets checked in. You know, this kind of stuff adds up. The last one I wanted to show you, a little bit of new DVD action. right? And you're probably like, oh, Blake, there's a rip of the DVD, bro. That's not new. Yeah, it is new, suckers. Guess what? One little rip ain't changing my condition. I'm selling this as new, so if anybody out there ever has that concern of a little tear, it's not a big deal. Just make sure the tear doesn't get any bigger with you prepping it, right? Because I still got to peel off the sticker and go from there. So these are actually, you know, like 4 of Deb's favorite, some of her favorite cartoons growing up, right? Johnny Bravo, Dexter, Courage, and Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Not my cup of tea. Johnny Bravo a little bit, but not the other 3, not my thing. But this is decent as well. Let's get this live scan going. This is new, right? So price this at 22 bucks, you'll make 13. You paid $1.50, so you make 11 bucks. Like, and that's kind of the sweet spot where you want to be. $20 plus. ASP puts half the money in your pocket every single time, guaranteed. That's how you make a whole bunch of money selling media on Amazon, not selling the $12 garbage that some of these scanning softwares, default triggers want you to buy and sell. It's just, it's not worth it. But yeah, we did all right. We did wind up with a decent amount of DVDs. Just show you guys here so you can kind of take a quick, actually going to show you another one. One of my personal favorite DVDs. I like wilderness kind of styled DVDs and like documentaries. This guy basically lived out in the Alaska wilderness by himself, documented everything, right? I got the actual like set from PBS. It's like the DVD, the book, it's got everything included. So I seen this and I was like, oh, this is profitable, because I knew they didn't, you know, make a lot of these. So I'm not sure how profitable it was, but this is a great watch or read if you're into like wilderness or kind of, you know, self-sustaining life. Awesome series, awesome book. You guys know I don't read a lot, so if I read a book, you know, it must be good. Make you 16 bucks. We paid $1.50, like I said. I mean, you can't beat it. This is how I make thousands and thousands and tens and thousands of dollars. You just rinse and repeat. It's all there is to it. There's no flashy kind of craziness, you know, that goes on. But yeah, we did well. I can't complain. The topic today, well, topic yesterday when I recorded this video, you know, talking about like, is the end of reselling near? I do think, right, everybody resells, and as there's more large corporate competition, if you think about it, you know, how many little guys and girls have gotten out of reselling, and how many big major players have stepped into reselling? Just drop my scanner, that'll cost me. There's a lot, you know, Nike, Lululemon, a lot of these brands now are offering their own buyback service, right? Kind of like we have buyback companies like Sell Back Your Book. These large corporations are doing the same thing, and what happens here is they start to control the market more than me and you, and competition is fine. But at the end of the day, how can somebody like me or you compete with a large corporation? It's getting tougher and tougher for the little guy to win at reselling. I think reselling's always going to be around in some extent. I just think, you know, what would it be? The landscape of reselling is changing, right? Your average Joe can't just walk into your local thrift store and make $500 like you could 5 years ago. The competition's different. Everybody's scanning, everybody knows brands, everybody's looking at tags, everybody's looking everything up on eBay. Go to garage sales, flea markets, thrift stores. Ask them why do they have their most expensive item priced at that ridiculous price? And they'll all tell you, well, that's what I seen it selling for on eBay. We all know anybody can ask for anything on eBay, but it goes to show that everybody now is aware of the opportunity of reselling. Yes, a lot of people are going to leave reselling. A lot of people are going to start reselling. But I think as more major players get into the game, our margin gets squeezed down as the small guy, right? Then we got to go after the $5 profit items, the $4, and then before you know it, you're not making no money. And at the end of the day, that's what the large corporations want, right? They want all the money to themselves. They don't want you or me selling, you know, Nike. They'd rather sell it themselves and make more money that way. It's just the reality of it. I still think there is an opportunity if you start today. I just think you have to kind of treat it a little bit differently than you would have when I started, right? I could just walk into a Goodwill, buy 5 VCRs for $5 a piece, go over to the shirts, get a, you know, vintage wrestling shirt for $3. I mean, them days are gone. Everything is being looked up. These corporations are paying people to sit in the back room, look everything up, and you got to get smarter with how you're sourcing, and just realize, you know, everybody out there is your competition. Not necessarily in a bad way, like, hey, I hate other resellers, I hate corporations. I do think you just have to be wary of, you know, when you go into a Goodwill and you buy stuff, you're funding them to basically try to run yourself out of business. As crazy as it sounds, right? I mean, I shop at Goodwill and I think about it all the time. Like, I just gave my competitor $100. In actuality, I'm capitalizing off that, but they still have that capital from items they get for nothing, right? And that's the big thing. A lot of these thrift stores get items for nothing, so they're automatically turning the profit at the end of the day. We got to get in that same mindset and start thinking of ways outside the box where we can get our inventory for as cheap as we can without, you know, spending 80 hours a week in your reselling business and losing your mind. So that's going to do it for the video. I appreciate you watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more used book videos. Bye-bye.